I get on TikTok and I see videos that I gotta react to. As an old truck driver, a former truck driver, yeah, I had years that I was driving for different companies. I drove till I decided mentally I had to get out off the road. I have to get off the road because, there's sometimes when you just gotta know when to say when. Well, let me tell you this, as an old truck driver, I see this technology coming out where trucks are driving themselves. No, I don't agree with that. Never agree with that. They say they're fully autonomous. And excuse me if I don't talk right sometimes, because I get tongue tied sometimes. But these robot trucks, you're talking 80,000 pounds driving between San Antonio and Houston, or different places. This is the one I saw. You got a semi truck with nobody in it. We already seen what happens when you have the cabs and the cops tries to stop a cab and there's nobody in the seat. The car keep wanting to go forward, but yet you have to stand in front of the car, call somebody, or try to get a hold of somebody to shut the truck down. See, they need to make a truck where somebody, okay, it could drive by itself, but they're inside the cab, just in case of an emergency. If that's going to be, that's cool. But having nobody in the cab, what happens when that thing decides to go rogue? We've already seen what happens in Hollywood. Fantasy ideas of this. Terminator and Mad Max and all these others. Or not Mad Max, what was that one? Anyways, we've seen Hollywood interpretation of this. Not Mad Max, sorry. Um, but we had all these semi trucks driving around, and they were unaliving people in these. Or we had these robots running around, unaliving people. See, iRobot actually brought out the fact that iRobot can be controlled by a computer that thinks for itself somewhere else, but yet they're receiving messages. See, I don't believe in Hollywood 100%, but yet it's a good light to see what possibilities could go wrong. So I'm sitting here watching these semi trucks that are driving themselves, 80,000 pounds. Do you want to trust a highway with a truck that's driving itself? You're driving in a little Prius or some little dinky car that probably, 2,000 pounds maybe? Now you got a truck that's 80,000 pounds barreling down the highway at 70 miles an hour. Huh, imagine that. See, you got this vehicle, 70, 80 miles an hour, that takes a football field to stop, at least, that has nobody in it. Wow. It has all these blind spots that are normal on a semi truck. Oh, they say they eliminated it with sensors and cameras and all this other stuff. Do you trust those sensors? How many times you get in your car and you have that little orange light on that says, you know, something's wrong with your engine or your tires are low or something, and you go get it checked and it's a sensor problem? It's not your tires are low. The sensor had gone out. The camera's faulty. Whatever, something's faulty. See, there's always one thing that's better than robots and technology. It's the human mind. They can't make the human mind. They can create AI and all this. They can try to play God, which they're trying to do with all this cloning and all this other stuff. So they're trying to do all this stuff, play God. Huh, imagine that. They will never replace God. They want you to enter into facial recognition and all this stuff, the mark of the beast and all that. Year of all this technology coming out. You know, the chip in your hand and all this other stuff. I'm not taking that chip. I haven't even taken the vaccine. See, I don't trust those either. Oh, sorry, the V shot. You know, even TikTok here, the algorithm here censors what you say because your freedom of speech ain't free on these platforms. I think that should be changed because I think that freedom of speech doesn't matter if you're on a platform or not. See, I think corporations shouldn't determine what you say, and they shouldn't determine if you said the wrong word or not. See, when it goes to this technology that's coming out, they got smart weapons now that if somebody else picks it up, they can't pull the trigger, or if they do, it doesn't do anything. I don't know if I even want that. Because in an emergency, God forbid, you got to pick up that weapon and defend yourself because somehow in the fight you ended up with it. You got to defend yourself. They got these robot or these AI masks that are coming out for soldiers and all this technology that's coming out for soldiers. Alright, it's all well and good. Go for it. But to completely replace a human with technology, with all this stuff, and to completely take human factor out of these jobs across America. You know, Amazon's doing it, and a bunch of places are doing it. They're taking the human completely out of their job market. You're replacing humans. No wonder people are going crazy the way they are because they're bored. A lot of them are bored. They're sitting around. Their mind is going nuts because they have nothing to keep them occupied. They don't work. They sit around and get fat. So now you're taking them out of the truck, the semi truck, which a lot of good truckers love the highway. I miss the highway. I do. I miss the smell of diesel. I do. But I just determined for me it wasn't the right thing right now. So you got to determine, is this technology the right thing for now? Or is it that people are wanting to play God and replace God? They're wanting to replace what God created, which is the humans. They're wanting to replace everything that is godly with this technology that is ungodly. See, AI itself, you know, will eventually wake up. You're going to create it, keep going, keep pushing the envelope until it decides that we are the problem. We humans. And when it decides that we humans are the problem, what's going to happen? We already know. Look at Terminator. I'm not saying Terminator is 100% accurate or correct, but, you know, possibility. Oh, wait, what about the Walking Dead, the zombie viruses and all that stuff? The biological weapons that they're putting out in the air and everything else with the mosquitoes and all this other stuff. You know, there's going to be somebody called Gates that's going to be responsible for that. See, that person is evil. See, we already know this stuff is happening. You can't defeat God and you can't beat God. What God has created, you can't replace it. You can't destroy it because eventually He's going to destroy you. Or He's going to destroy what you created. See, all this stuff depends on electricity. And these trucks could be taken out with an EMP device. These vehicles, your cars you're driving, are electronically controlled. Imagine that. Even technology has its limits. I don't want to see a truck without a driver. No.